And there we go. What's going on, Twitch? It's Noah here with Studiosports. We got our boy Quavis in the building to help us cover some sports today. You know what I'm saying? We had some AFC, NFC championship games going on yesterday, and we gonna talk about it. Quavis, we've got a Kansas City and Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl. How you feeling about it?
I'm mad that my Packers didn't make it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hella mad that my Packers didn't make it.
I feel that. I feel that. I was one excited to see if Jordan Love could do anything this year. Maybe next year. You never know. Y'all got to get. There's some key pieces that y'all are missing, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And when and what 20 years with Aaron Rodgers, one Super Bowl. Maybe Jordan Love has a
Hey,
different
hey, hey, hey,
different
hey, hey.
angle.
We don't talk about that man no more.
We don't talk about Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Okay. So look, let's get into it, man. I mean, we've seen Kansas City now in the Super Bowl three times. Philadelphia was two out of the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
What are we looking at here in terms of matchup? Because we've seen this matchup before. The last time we saw it was when they had Jason Kelsey.
Correct.
So what are we looking at here in this matchup with uh, Eagles defense, who's the best in the league, Chiefs offense, who is phenomenal right now, on par with everything that they need to do. What do we think's going to happen?
I still see the Chiefs as an underdog in this game. If I'm being honest with you, I hella see the Chiefs being the underdog in this game, especially with the addition of Saquon Barkley in the offseason. They didn't have that one extra offensive threat for Jalen Hurts to kind of rely on. So their offensive line, as shown through the regular season, he almost broke Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record. So just off of that alone, it's going to be really hard for the Chiefs to be able to go stop that. The defense hasn't been that great this season. Travis Kelsey has looked shaky throughout the entire season. The Chiefs have a very plausible chance at a three-peat, but if you ask me, I think the Eagles are going to come out on top on this.
See, the Chiefs can be dog water all year long, right? They do what they need to do to get the first seed or get whatever seed that is, and Travis Kelsey doesn't perform well. But when he gets into the playoffs, he's a different animal. I saw it yesterday. He will sit there and just find soft spots. I even said it yesterday on the video that I put out. He will find your soft spot in your defense and sit there all game long. He is one of those key pieces that you have to key in on, whether he had a great game last week or he didn't do anything at all. He's still somebody that you got to pay attention to.
Mm.
And so with the added threat of DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster was a name that was called yesterday fairly well. I like being able to see him and doing what he was doing. Um, but with Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Kelsey, I mean, I'm excited to see the Eagles and the Chiefs, one of the best defense against probably one of the best offenses right now. And like you said with Saquon Barkley, he should have been on somebody else's team from the start. Imagine he gets drafted to a Super Bowl ready team or a team that's gearing up for the Super Bowl. And in his first year with the Eagles, he almost broke the record, the rushing season record. He's had multiple outstanding plays, hurdling backwards over guys, spinning out of, three, four defenders to save himself and go get a touchdown. I mean, it's absolutely incredible what he's doing this year. And I love to see it. And I hope we continue to see it.
Nah, true to that. It's definitely incredible to go see what the Chiefs have been able to put out this year, especially since they didn't look the strongest at the beginning of this season. I remember watching, and the Chiefs looked like they're struggling at the beginning of this season, even though there's a couple wins here and there. They just didn't look like that Super Bowl ready team like they looked like for the past couple years. But definitely towards the end of the season, they turned things around. Got the motions of going, especially with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. They're looking real ready. That's why I said it's a real plausible chance for them to really get this three-peat, to go get three championships in a row. Um, they beat the Eagles first year of this three-peat, beat the Niners the second time around, and now here they are chasing after their next ring 3 years in a row, right? So I think what it's really going to come down to is going to be a really defensive game on who's going to be able to get who stopped first. If they're going to be able to hold down Saquon and keep him behind the line, or if they're going to be able to keep Juju and Travis Kelsey at the end zone. That's really what it's going to be. Especially with, again, I really feel like DeAndre isn't being talked about enough in this matchup. DeAndre Hopkins for years has proven that he's been one of the most elite wide receivers in the league. He's not in his prime no more. Obviously, he's not as efficient as he used to be, but this is the Super Bowl. This is the first Super Bowl he's ever gone to. You don't know what kind of fire that might ignite in a player.
You don't, and you really don't, and it goes back to show with his his days at Clemson doing what he did. I mean, he was the deep threat in Clemson in college. There was him and him only at that time. And I think this is one of those things where they don't really focus on D Hop that much. They might throw it to him a few times, but when they do, it's for a gain. When you need a first down and there's 15 yards standing in between you and a first down, that's who you want. You want somebody who can go up and pinpoint that ball like he does so phenomenally. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now.
It is now. It is now,
It is
brother.
now. But look, I'm super excited. I think one of the key things for the Eagles to do if they want to win this game defensively, they have got to play like they did against the Commanders. I mean,
Oh yeah, without a
55
doubt.
points against the Commanders, which doesn't say a lot when you look at the Commanders' defense compared to the Eagles' offense. But this Eagles' defense is, for lack of a better term, soaring on every single level. Turnovers, points, you know, getting off the field on third down, being physical, rallying to the ball. You don't see a lot of team football when it comes to the NFL. This Eagles defense right now is the epitome of team football right now. With adding two rookies into the backfield to cover, you know, and bringing in some older veteran guys on that defensive line, two rookies who played outstanding in college. You don't know where everything is going to go for you after draft day, right? You're kind of, all right, we got some new people. We got to figure out what we got to do. Let's talk about one, too. Will Shipley, that addition to the backfield with Barkley. He's not talked about a lot, but he is outstanding. I don't know if you saw him play yesterday, but he had some good runs, and I'm proud. I'm proud to see what Shipley's doing. Let's
Oh
actually pull
yeah,
his
got a single
stats.
touchdown on him, 77 yards over 4 attempts, averaged 19.25 yards per carry, 57 at the longest. You got to love what the kid's doing. It's one of those things where it is a team effort, especially running back to defense. Um, the defense just has to step it up. That's really what it is. Because you don't think that oh, they only had them to 23 points. When you look at the box sheet, they really only had 3 sacks throughout the entire game. Their whole defense only had 3 sacks throughout the entire game. They got lucky with one interception the entire game. It's going to be one of those things where and they had one forced fumble, right? They have to stay on that and then times that by two because the Chiefs are a dangerous team. No matter what you do, Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to go get the ball out of his hands. He's ready for his receivers. He's ready to go make runs. It's not like he's a slow quarterback himself. Patrick Mahomes knows when to rush and that. So they're gonna have to keep it up. They're gonna have to kick it up to 2, and if they can't, we're looking at Patrick Mahomes three-peating.
And I mean, that's another thing. And I said it too on the video that I posted. And I'm just sitting here watching the game. And I'm like, this is everything that I said needed to happen in order for these teams to win this game. And the Bills did it perfectly yesterday. Do not get me wrong. They did it perfectly. They took away his options. There was many times where I'm like, he's holding this ball for so long. He held the ball for the longest yesterday that he's ever held it all year long after the snap. I think it was like 3.4 seconds he held the ball
Mm.
on average. If you take away his options, you take away his run game, there's nothing he can do. But obviously, you can't guard everybody at once. But if you play fundamental football, which is exactly what the Bills did yesterday, which is why they had a chance. But you play fundamental football, you stick to what you know, and you go out there and ball out. That's how you win this game.
100%. And can we also just talk about real quick for both of the conference championship games, right? Both quarterbacks who are in the Super Bowl right now had multiple rushing touchdowns. That's how you know that both
Really?
of these quarterbacks are ready. Patrick Mahomes had 2 rushing touchdowns, and Jalen Hurts had 3.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know that both of these quarterbacks want it. That's how you know both of these quarterbacks, they're ready to face off in the Super Bowl. They're ready to lead their teams to a victory. The Eagles are gonna get their first ring in it's been almost what, 7, 8 years now since Nick Foles brought the chips back for the birds.
Yeah, the
And
Philly
obviously,
special.
the Philly special. And then we got Patrick Mahomes who's looking to go make history for the Chiefs. So both of these quarterbacks want it. You get to see it in the way that they play. It's just up to them to be leaders throughout the Super Bowl. We got a couple weeks before we're gonna see. It's gonna be very interesting on how everything's gonna turn out.
And one thing, both quarterbacks obviously very clearly have been here in this position. But watching Jalen Hurts play, yes, you can say it about Jaden Daniels, you can say it about Josh Allen, but there's a calmness with this Eagles team, and it frightens me. Because why are y'all so calm? Why are you not worried? Like, what is going through your mind to say, I'm calm in this situation? You've got a championship game, Super Bowl run on the line, and wide receiver is sitting on the bench reading a book mid game. That is a scary thought because it's how are you so calm in this situation? Where's the anxiety? Where's the tension of if we don't win this game, we're not doing anything. We're going home. And that's what they need to bring, right? Take this
That is
calmness with
fair.
you into the Super Bowl on February 9th and go out there and play your game. That's all we want to see. I want to see a good old fashioned Super Bowl game where it's points upon points, defense doing defensive things. Just, I'm not expecting a 2018 Chiefs and Rams shootout where that Jared Goff and Mahomes battle. I'm not expecting that, but I am expecting probably, hopefully, one of the best Super Bowls that we've seen in a long time
Oh
with
yeah,
these
without a doubt.
generational quarterbacks.
If you want my opinion, I think that it's gonna be it's gonna be decided by a field goal. If we're being honest, this whole game is gonna come down to a field goal. I think Saquon's going off for at least 2. Right, Saquon's definitely getting at least 2 touchdowns, bare minimum.
Hmm.
Um, I just it's gonna be really hard to call it. It's gonna be really really hard to call it because there's just so many factors, so many great receivers, so many great tight ends, so many great defensive players on both sides of the ball. Um, it's really gonna come down to the wire. But like I said, I got the Eagles up. I got to fly Eagles fly on the road to victory.
Oh, you know the whole theme song, huh?
Fly Eagles fly. My roommate was from Philadelphia. I had a roommate who's from Philadelphia and he moved in the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
That is insane. I know you heard that
And
going like crazy. It was Eagles everything, huh?
oh yeah, 100 EAGLES Eagles.
I knew it got. I would rather hear Eagles over the Jets, though. The
Oh,
Jets,
without a
my
doubt.
gosh, that would be absolutely insane to hear that all the time. I'd have to try to see if I could mute them.
Go Pack go. Go
Oh
Pack
God,
go.
no.
Go Pack
Uh-uh.
go. Go Pack go. I'm telling y'all, look, everyone, Studio Sports Entertainment Podcast Network, the Packers are going to be running the NFC North here real soon. I promise y'all. Just wait till the offseason when we pick up that one wide receiver that we need, and it's wraps for the entire league. Jordan Love is getting 4 Super Bowls.
4 Super Bowls is a bold take there, quick.
Y'all heard it here, right here. Y'all heard it here,
Four
right here
Super Bowls
first.
is a bold take,
Live and direct. I didn't say he's gonna win them, but we're definitely going to 4 Super
but you're
Bowls.
going. Okay, okay.
Yeah, we're going to
That's
four
more
Super Bowls.
doable. I'll give
We,
y'all like one out of those three.
I give him at least. I think Jordan Love's gonna end his career with 2 Super Bowls. He needs that fire inside of him. You know what I mean? That's why I keep telling my people. I'm like, bro, All we need is Jordan Love to number one not get injured. He's that's the
Facts.
thing that worries me. He's looking like Aaron Rodgers towards the end of his career, just an injury every single season. Um, he just needs to not be broken to glass. That's what that cold weather will do to you. You know, it makes your bones turn into ice, and then any little hit,
Yeah, but he
you're
needs to
done.
take that ice and use it, put the ice in his veins, and go out there and ball out.
How did
That's
I
what he's
know?
got to
How did I
do.
know you're gonna say some corny shit like that?
Because I'm corny. But no, we can talk about it. We can certainly talk about it. I I like the Packers. All right, I'm not a hater. I'm not going to sit here and hate on everybody, hate on all these teams. Only one I will probably hate on is the Bears because, well, they've been the
Amen.
pick on child of the NFL for many years now.
Amen.
Um, he said,
The
"Amen."
Bears
Like we
are not
going to
a real
church.
team. Can we be honest here for a second? The Bears are
So
not a
we
real
can't.
team. The
I
Bears are a
mean,
practice squad.
they gotta do some things. We'll get into it though. Let's get these Packers. Let's get your Packers out the way. You're antsy to talk about your Packers. I get it. So look, y'all need to take the pressure off Christian Watson.
Correct.
Take the pressure off him. You're good. You're solid. I done told this. I know what's happening. Y'all need what was his average time holding the ball this year?
Oh, bro, I
Jordan
might have to
Love.
go search it up.
Okay.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Let me go bring up my stats right now. I have them
All
right
right.
here.
So let's figure out what these Packers need. We can break it down. There's plenty of teams I want to break down. There's another team that I want to break down too. You might not be a fan of, but I want to break down these Seattle Seahawks
Mm.
after the Packers. After the Packers.
Are
But
you a
look,
Seahawks fan?
I am not.
Mm.
But my boy is though. And we talk about him quite often. He'll just randomly text me, "Hey, bro, we did this," and I'm like, "Oh, y'all needed that. Y'all needed that." But look, y'all need a running back. AJ Dillon's not it no more.
We
AJ
have a running back.
Dillon is not it no more. He getting
We
hurt
do.
way too much. He's not playing. Y'all need
Right.
a solid set of wide receivers. I wouldn't even say y'all need another quarterback to back up Love because Malik Willis is cool. He's solid. He just needed to be in a good place, and he's here now. You said Cap. You said cap about AJ Dillon. Why cap about AJ Dillon? He's hurt. He gets hurt a lot. I think
Are we?
that,
So the thing about the Packers is we do have a running back that people. I can't believe that you forgot about it. What about Josh Jacobs?
y'all do have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, huh. You know, is it Josh Jacobs one of the best running backs in the league, alongside
But
Saquon
think
Barkley,
about but
alongside
think
Derrick
about
Henry.
y'all pair him up with somebody who's just as good, if not maybe better. Because if you risk AJ Dillon coming off of a neck injury, you never know what that's going to do, right? Let's look at Mike Williams. Mike Williams injured his neck at Clemson, right? Came into the league, nobody knew what was going to happen. He spent the majority of his time with the Chargers hurt, from whether that was his neck or his back, I believe he had issues with. Those injuries lead to a lot more injuries, especially when you get older. I mean, he's 26. He's still fairly young for a running back marketing. But he's not a long-term solution. Y'all got to get a long-term solution running back, and then I think y'all are good.
I honestly think it comes down to our O line.
I would agree.
We need to build up our own line. We need a solid number one receiver. We need a solid wide receiver one, right? Because Christian Watson is great when he's just a slot receiver. I really see
Exactly.
Christian Watson being a great like back in the day when we had what was his name? Oh, what was his name? You're blanking on me. He was on the same team as Jordy Nelson.
Oh,
Oh, his name is blanking me. He's number 88. Why is his name blanking me right now?
who did he play
I see
for? He
Christian.
played for the Packers.
He played for the Packers, number 88.
Mm.
I can't remember. I can't remember who his name was. And he had a hoodie on every single time.
I'm looking to see if my people in chat will help us out if they know what we talking about. Well, I agree.
So
Y'all need
yeah,
a
so
solid wide receiver, like you said.
that's right. We need a solid wide receiver one. Christian Watson needs to go to the slot. Um, and then I honestly think that wide receiver number two has got to be Romeo Dobbs. I know a lot of people are sleeping on Romeo, but I really think that he's going to be a great wide receiver in the league. He just needs more touches.
What
Romeo
about
Dobbs
Jaden
hella
Reed?
needs more touches. Jaden Reeves is good. Same thing with Dontavius Wicks. Wicks is nice. Jaden Reed is nice. But I think Romeo Dobbs is going to be our number two going forward, if I'm being honest. Romeo Dobbs you see it in his plays, you see it with his hustle plays. He's ready to go out and get it. He's ready for it. Christian Watson isn't. Wicks is okay when you need him, but he just don't really see him like really making those plays where like he's running, even if he's got to go hit someone, even if he's got to go take the hit from someone, he's just not there. He's really just he's a red zone threat, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
what it's going to take is us getting a solid wide receiver one. I don't know who it's going to be. You know, the we'll see in free agency. Hopefully we end up I'm tired of drafting. That's the other thing is we need to stop drafting. If we're gonna draft anybody, it's gotta be O-line. We either gotta focus on O-line or we gotta focus on bolstering up the defense even more than we already have. Um because if not, we're just not gonna make it anywhere, right? So what it comes down to is a solid wide receiver one, a better online, so that way Musgrave can do his thing for the at the tight end position as well. Um, and then I could agree we could get a second running back. We could definitely get a second running back just to go have it there. Um, just so that way the whole brunt of the force is not on Josh Jacobs. But I think Josh Jacobs is going to have an incredible season next season. I honestly think if it's going to come down to it, I really think that he might have the most rushing yards in the league next season. If
It's doable.
if it's looking bad for us.
It's definitely doable. But like you said, and like I preach this all the time. Like I visited a high school this year and did some coverage for them. And one thing that was talked about at their practices and at their games was it's won in the trenches, right? No game is won unless you win that line of scrimmage on
True.
offense and defense. And that's what a lot of people. Sure, you can go out and you can go get these skill players, you can go get these star safeties and corners and linebackers, but you got to focus on your defensive line and your offensive line. And that's one thing that I've seen lacking this year throughout a lot of teams. When you really break it down and go look at footage, a lot of teams this year don't have the best O line. And that's just been a struggle, I think, the past couple years for a lot of teams is unless you've built it over the past 5, 6 years, you're not going to have a good O line because O linemen get thrown around and traded and dropped and released and whatever else when they have, 1 or 2 bad years or they get, downgraded. You got to give those guys some time to grow and learn and get in that position and build them up. And it all starts with the right coaching staff. And I mean, just go look at the Eagles, right? They had a guy who had not played center in like 2 years, and their playing center and all of their offensive line work was phenomenal yesterday. I mean, from the tush push to pass protection to run blocking, it's just phenomenal. Of course, run blocking helps when you have a superstar running back, but I think that's where you guys need to start. And yeah, there's going to be some free agents out there that you guys can get, and maybe not have to pay as much when it comes to free agency. I don't know what your guys' cap looks like this year, how you guys are doing with that, but definitely invest in an upgraded O line if I was the Packers.
My bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was smacking down this carnitas ball. That shit was kicking right back at me right now.
For sure, you good?
All right. I heard something about the Seahawks.
Yeah. So
Let's get into it.
The Seahawks are a team that have been going through some issues. Right? We know this. And it's a team that I'm excited for, not only because I've seen what they can do with the O line that they had, right? But I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this because it's like there's so many different ways to talk about the Seahawks. I love K9. I love Zach Charbonnet. I love how physical they are running this ball, right?
Mm.
But you give the Seahawks a good O line, pretty much like everybody else in the NFL. But you give them a good O line, you give Geno some time, and you let his receivers run their routes. I think they're looking at playoffs
The
next
Seahawks?
year, and maybe more. Yeah, absolutely. The
Mm.
Seahawks are doing amazing things. They have added multiple new coaches. They have added new players, and I'm just excited to see what they can do. We haven't seen a Seahawks Super Bowl run in years. Yeah, I'm not going to bring up the famous play, although I kind of already did. Might catch some flack for that. But you know what I'm talking about, the famous play.
I replay it in my head every day.
You replay it in your head every day.
Yep, on Demon Time, I replay it in my head every day, just reminding myself that we should have been there.
Y'all should. Why do you say y'all should have been there?
Because that was we got robbed. We got robbed. We got robbed of our playoff run. If I'm being honest, um, we definitely got robbed of our playoff run that year. We should have been in the Super Bowl, but it is what it is.
It is what it
We
is.
won't get too much into it. I think the Seahawks are. I think the Seahawks are a team to look out for. I really think that they need to go find a replacement for Geno Smith. I'm glad that Geno is doing great. He's looking great. He almost, he almost did. They almost did make it at least into the wild card, but they just couldn't quite get over that hump, right? I'm glad that Geno Smith had a little bit of a revitalization this year. Maybe he could be somewhat of a Kirk Cousins, show off his value, or like a Teddy Bridgewater, show off his value. Maybe get signed to another team for a little bit more money. But I do think they need to find an actual quarterback. If not in the draft this year, draft them a nice starter quarterback.
There
I just
are,
don't
and
see Geno Smith going out there.
that's something I've talked about consistently with this guy is there's so many good quarterbacks in the draft right now. There are
Right.
so many, from Jalen Milroe to even Jackson Dart. A lot of people want to hate on Jackson Dart, but he's a good quarterback. When you break down his footage and his breakthroughs and everything he does, he's a good quarterback. But I think the Seahawks need. I think the Seahawks need a mobile quarterback, somebody who can run. A Jalen Milroe, if he falls down far enough to them this year, which I don't think he will. I think he's going to go early to a team that needs him. But
Right.
if they can get somebody like that who can not only throw, make difficult throws at that, has a high football IQ, and is mobile, I think there's a chance. I'm not saying they're going to come out here and be the Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, but there is a chance for them to do something, but it all starts with their offensive line. Because look at what K9 and what Charbonnet did behind an okay offensive line. Now imagine you go and you draft some of these guys who didn't allow a sack all year in college, or allow 2 sacks throughout their career. You go out here and you get some of those guys, throw them in on the offensive line, coach them up, let the veterans tell them what they need to do. You're going to be just fine. I think they have a chance for at least a deep shot. At least a second round playoff, and then they can just build on that.
Hey, Noah, I'm gonna say one thing. We'll take Creed Humphrey.
Y'all good. Y'all got it. Y'all can find somebody in the draft.
Man, we got y'all a 7th. Come on, man.
A 7th for Creed Humphrey. I don't know, man. This is my boy Kuro. He the Seahawks fanatic.
Indeed, I am.
So what you think, Kuro? What's your opinions? You want to tell us a little bit about what you think?
Is the audio straight? Because I got my AirPods in, so
Audio's fine.
I am. I bet. I didn't hear too much because I had quit the stream and joined. So catch me up real quick.
So pretty much, we're talking about the Seahawks need an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
K9 and Charbonnet, they did pretty good this year. I would say they were pretty on par, maybe even better than what we thought they would do behind an okay offensive line. My boy Cuevas said that maybe y'all need to move on from Geno, which is pretty much the same thing I've said. Find a quarterback in the draft or in free agency.
Okay, that's where I join in, so I'm good. Okay.
Okay.
So look, I agree we should move on from Geno, but I don't think we are. We're going to keep him for another year, probably, if we draft a quarterback this year. Well, the only way we're going to draft a quarterback this year is if they fall to second round. Because I can assure you, we are most likely not going to spend our first round pick on a quarterback. Why, you may ask? Look at our past years. I don't think we've ever. I think the last time we've taken a quarterback in the first round, y'all probably don't even know this dude's name. It's like I don't know what it was, but it was in 1979 or something crazy. So yeah,
1979.
I'm pretty sure none of us were alive. I think we were in the AFC at that time. So yeah, we're probably not. And also, Mike McDonald is a defensive oriented coach. We're probably going to get a D tackle or an end or something like that. We're going to be for that O line because, not O line, D line, because on top of our O line struggles, we could not stop any run games. Our run games had a hole in it. We had Byron Murphy, which we got last year. He did okay. He was injured like the first couple games, but we need another big boy to get in, like to fill in the holes. So I think we're going to draft probably a D lineman. I don't think we're going to use him on linebacker. Usually linebackers are taking him like the third, fourth, unless they're just interstellar type beat to where you want to take them. But I don't think we're going to use our first round on a quarterback. Most likely, we may do a second round. I don't even see. I want to draft a quarterback. I just don't think we will. I'm not getting my hopes up because we don't draft. We don't usually draft quarterbacks, and we'll probably get some fifth round guy that nobody knows. Somebody snuck in the draft or something like that. Some, what I'm saying, just to have on our roster and then cut. But I think we'll have Geno for sure next year because I don't know if you saw how Sam Howell played. Sam Howell is buns. I'm not gonna lie. I was under the impression that he was gonna do good. I'm not gonna lie. Not that he was gonna do good, but at least do average. He had more plus 25 dropbacks. Guess how many yards he had, Noah? Please tell me.
I can look it up and tell you.
5. Don't look it up. 5. He had 5 yards. I could get 5 yards. I probably couldn't. Still, he in the NFL, bro. He didn't lose us that game. We were beating ourselves at that whole game, but it's just crazy, bro. Because
he was 5 for 14, 24 yards and an interception on the season.
Yeah. I don't know what other game we put him in, but
y'all put him in the Green Bay game, the Atlanta game, and the Detroit game.
That Atlanta game don't count, bro. Geno,
he only recorded stats in the Green Bay game. That's when he was 5 for 14 and an interception. He averaged 1.7 yards.
Yeah, and then also,
it's horrendous.
This is another thing that's going around. Every year there's DK rumors because I think we're just going to give away DK. And, at the end of the day, it's a business. So if we get something beneficial from him, we're probably going to trade him. But I don't think we should because I feel like DK is a reason why JSN is doing really good. I don't mean to switch up topics or anything, but it's still about the Seahawks, so I don't think I am.
No, you're good. We're on track.
Is really good in setting the tone for JSN. Not setting the tone because I ain't gonna lie, JSN could be our wide receiver 1. He could be a wide receiver 1 on many teams. But DK is a big reason. He gets doubled. He was injured the majority of the season. That's why his stats weren't as good. And we're starting to unlock him more. And it's just, I feel happy for our offense. I'm not going to lie overall because our wide receiver game's good. We just need an O-line. Geno doesn't have time to throw the ball. He's getting sacked. But at the same time, I don't know. I know I'm going off on little branches, but I'm just thinking about a whole offensive whole. It's underwhelming. Like at times, it's tough to watch our games because we don't establish a running game because we don't have any like guards or anything. Our guards are not good. If you look at Stone Forsythe, Abraham Lucas, it'll make you puke. I thought they would do something, but nah. It hurt my soul watching some of them games. We should have went to the playoffs. Granted, we probably wouldn't go nowhere. But yeah.
So
I'm happy for our future. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's something that I think you mentioned that to me before about DK taking the pressure off JSN.
Yeah, it's just good having two receivers. Like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like in a sense, it's like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You got to watch out for one of the two.
Yeah.
Granted, that's all defensive coordinators are oriented to, but at the same time, if you leave DK in one-on-one, he's gonna run a post and probably catch. That's where his majority of his yards come from. It'd be like 50-yard bombs. I don't know. That's why I hated our offense for so long because they forced DK the ball. We had Pete Carroll. He tried to force in the ball. If our run game wasn't working, we did like ran 2 times and didn't go nowhere. We're throwing a bomb or a screen to DK. And if it doesn't go nowhere, people call DK trash. But it's our play calling. That's why I'm good for the new scenery from the Saints head coach. Hopefully he can unlock our O-line, not our O-line, but our run game if we get some more O-linemen.
There you go.
Yeah, but go ahead. What you was gonna ask? My fault.
No, it wasn't a question. It's just like I fully agree with you. If y'all are obviously gonna keep DK. If y'all traded him
But
away,
the thing
y'all
is,
would have to
I
get
don't
players
want.
and a pick. Like
That's what I don't even think we're gonna get a player, but we may get a player, but it's not gonna be like. Let's say we trade him to the Raiders. We may get Jacoby Myers, and that's a may. But we'll get I'm hoping that we at least get a second. Because you gotta think about it. People trade away. Like I'm hoping we trade him to the Commanders or something, honestly, because they got a lot of money. They can take his contract, give us some capital, so we can like get out of debt. No, we're not in debt. We're like on the verge of debt. We ain't got much cap space. But if we do trade him, I don't want to because I like DK's player and he's from Mississippi. He's a really good player, and I hope he just gets the looks he needs this season. Or like it will be this season already out, and then I don't want to trade him. But if we do trade him, I hope we get like at least a second. I don't think we'll get a player back. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I hope we get
I
2
don't think y'all
picks.
gonna get a player back either. Honestly, it has to be a second. I can even see y'all going to a first, depending on the team that you were trading them to. Like if you trade them to like the Panthers, if you trade them to the Vikings, a team that really needs like that major wide receiver because DK's he's a fantastic receiver. He just needs to be traded to the right team. Like
That's what
unless the
I'm
Seahawks
saying.
are
Yeah.
gonna make that push again, there's no point in holding on to him unless they're ready to take that push. I feel like y'all are stuck in kind of rebuilding purgatory right now, where it's kind of like how the Packers are, damn near. Like the Packers for a second were in rebuilding purgatory. It was look like it was gonna be a struggle for them to go make the playoffs every year. Somehow, some way, they find a way to sneak in. But for the Seahawks in their position, it's like you guys are right there on the cusp. But every single rebuilding move that's been happening hasn't been able to put y'all over that bump to get into the top 6. So you just gotta, if you are gonna trade him, you have to trade him to a team like the Panthers or something. Go get a first round pick after that, so that way you can actually go get a solid quarterback. Because like I said, just like you said, a quarterback that can fall to the second round. You're looking at Kevin Jennings. You're looking at Donovan Smith. You're looking at Riley Leonard, Jackson Dart, Will Howard. Even what I mean. Like I really don't think that there's going to be quarterbacks that's going to drop all the way through the first round. It's not going to be taken by every single team in the first round. So you're looking at either getting anywhere from Will Howard, Jackson Dart, Donovan Smith, Kevin Jennings in the second round, and if not, like you said, just bolster up somewhere else.
Kevin Jennings, you talking about the quarterback from SMU, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I believe you are.
I
I feel
want
like
to.
we'll
Yeah,
get Jackson Dart.
SMU.
I'm not gonna lie.
Jackson Dart, like I said, bro, Jackson Dart would not be a bad pickup for y'all.
No,
Yeah,
not
And
you
at
talking
all.
about the quarterback from SMU, Kevin Jennings. Yeah.
I'm not gonna
He
lie. I
wouldn't be
agree
bad
with the
either.
majority of what you. I ain't watched much of his film. I ain't gonna lie.
He's not a
But
horrible quarterback. He makes some mistakes. He makes some rookie mental mistakes, but
but we got good QB coaches. We've had good QB coaches since we had Russ. We made Russ. I'm not saying Russ was like a bad pick, but look at what he turned into. He's a decent coach. He's
exactly.
still a decent quarterback. He's just kind of out of his. But, yeah. I agree with the majority of what you said. I don't think we're in like a constant rebuilding phase. We just kind of, well, I guess it is rebuilding in a way, but we kind of like cleared out all our coaches and then starting from. I feel like we got a good team. We just need the right. Honestly, I feel like if we get O-line, we'll be straight. Our
I'm
defense
about to
can tee
say,
up. I feel like if we get O-line, we'll be straight.
as a Seahawks fan, how do you feel about Pete Carroll going to the Raiders?
I'm not even mad
Ooh.
at it. I'm happy to see Pete Carroll. And I feel like he only did that because he still got beef with Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers head coach. Because they came all the way from what was that, USC and I don't know where I don't know the other school. Basically, they've been having beef for forever.
They
They've been
had
had
beef since college.
yeah, because he came to I think Pete Carroll was at USC, and then I don't know where Jim Harbaugh was, and then they transferred into the NFL with the Seahawks and
He was at Jim
Niners.
Harbaugh was at Michigan
Yeah, and then Pete
when
Carroll's
Pete
at
Carroll was
USC.
at USC. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been brewing beef, and I'm happy for him. And also, I don't know if you saw the interview. Marshawn Lynch literally yelled at the Raiders. He's from Oakland, so
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Shout out to the
I'm
man
happy for Pete.
Marshall.
Facts.
I'm happy for Pete. Now I don't think they'll be good. I think they'll probably beat the Chargers twice a year because that man has undying hate. I don't know what Jim Harbaugh did to that man, but it's an
Hey,
undying hate for him to
college
join a
rivalry go
1-year
deep.
deal.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Depending on if Shadur ends up going to the Raiders, he might have a case to be like Jaden Daniels and have a great rookie season.
Shadur Sanders ain't gonna do nothing in the NFL, and I stand
I
on
don't
that.
know, bro.
I
I
stand
don't
on that
know.
I don't
10
think
toes
I don't
down.
think you can say that though. I just don't think because like I ain't gonna lie, people that saying Shador should come to the Seahawks, I don't want him on the Seahawks. So I mean, he's gonna do good. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind having him, but I'm just looking at our future. So let's say he does good for the first 2 seasons. You know how quarterbacks are acting nowadays? Oh yeah, let me get a $50 million. No, we don't have that money. We can't do that. I don't want that for our team in the future. I'd rather, get somebody else that, I mean, Jackson Dart could do the same thing if he go crazy
He
or something
could,
like that. I'm
the
not gonna
only
lie.
one that I could say
Anybody
probably
could
wouldn't
crazy.
would be Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard is like humble. So I don't think he would go out here asking unless he just put up like
From Notre
50
Dame.
touchdowns, 6 interceptions in a year. Then he can
Now
claim
look,
that, but that's never going to
that's what I'm
happen.
saying. Think about it. You going crazy. You seeing everybody else. Now, no disrespect to Trevor Lawrence. Why are they paying him that much money? I mean, Joe Burrow, I feel like deserves it. Come on, man. He's doing good. He
Yes.
just needs a defense on the team. But like Trevor Lawrence, he hasn't really proved anything. He made the playoffs once, and they haven't been back since. Granted, I feel like that's a team in a constant rebuild. They in a purgatory for real. Like they don't know
No,
what to do
Yeah,
over
they're
there.
in
they
the
don't know
actual
what they're doing.
purgatory. That's them and the
Like
Titans.
that's what I'm saying. They don't know what. It's
Titans
like you
been
don't.
there though. Titans been there since they
Any
lost to the Chiefs in like what 2018 in that championship game.
19.
Yeah.
That's the team that Titans team beat the Ravens. But
Hmm.
it's like you don't know what you look at that team and be like, they got pieces everywhere. They could like at least go positive, have a 500 record, but you just look at the team and why are they doing so bad? You don't know. It's coaching though. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of coaching the organization, but you just don't know what to change because they keep changing it. Then they don't wait for anything to, prosper or come of it. They keep switching, so they're in a purgatory. They're just in a loop. But I don't know.
Sometimes you just got to
But
loop de loop and pull.
I'm in agreement with you though.
yeah. Well, no. I ain't.
Yeah.
What's your beef with Shador?
I think so. Here's my beef with him. I watch college ball religiously.
Mm-hmm.
Watching his games, seeing what he does on the field is absolutely like insane. He brings the almost entitledness with him, and a lot of people probably will disagree with me, but there was a game this year, something happened, I don't know what it was, but he rubbed a watch into somebody's face, like on the field. Now, correct me if I'm wrong to whoever sees this, however many of you see this, if you know what actually happened, and I'm recalling it wrong. But either way, he was extremely disrespectful, and to my knowledge, he didn't apologize. So it's not just about, oh, he didn't apologize,
Wait.
but
Are you talking about when he did it to that ball boy or something?
something like
I think
that,
I
yeah.
remember
He
he
was
did something to a
extremely
ball boy.
disrespectful and like rubbed a watch in somebody's face, and then just his demeanor on the field. I get he might be competitive. Look at who his dad is, but you got to remain calm. You can't go out here and yap at people, in pregame warm-ups and get yourself in trouble. And he did that. He would yap at the other team in pregame warm-ups and get in trouble. And that's just not who I want to see go onto a team that might have a chance, and he ruins it because he's got an ego because he thinks he's, God's next gift or whatever.
I can somewhat agree with that, but you got people like Kyrie Lacey, the dude from LSU that's shooting people, at the time. So how you feel about that?
It's disrespectful, and it's just there's a word I want to use, but I'm going to refrain from using it. But it's extremely disrespectful and unconsiderate to the other men who are playing this game, same as you. Disrespectful to your own teammates and organization. Because what message are you sending to that organization where you think it's okay to pretend to shoot people? I mean, like, it's not, especially on live national television where you've got anywhere between 1 to 2 million people watching you. It's just not a
I
good
agree.
look. Because your fans are going to look at the organization and say, this front office doesn't know what they're doing with this young kid. It's like Mike Tomlin
But
said about George Pickens. He's got to settle down. He can't just be scrapping with everybody just because he wants to.
at the same time, like I agree with what Shannon Sharp says about this situation, especially with George Pickens. If you can back it up, that organization is not going to do anything because like when AB was playing and AB started doing like I don't think it was AB was having like I think it was trouble at practice. It wasn't like it didn't come out until like after he started doing crazy stuff off the field. But AB was backing it up in the games. The reason why they're mad at George Pickens now is because he's not really backing up in the game. And then he had that horrible last game. I forgot who they played, but 5 targets, 3 drops, 1 catch for I think it was 0 yards or something like that. He didn't do much. He didn't do anything against that. But it's like if you back it up, I feel like I don't have a say in it, but organization will look at you like, okay, this player has, he got some screws loose, but if he just provides for a team, that's all we care about. Same with John Morant, right? When John Morant was doing all that crazy stuff, they did not care. They did not care. I know it's not about football, but it's about a sport. But it's compared, they did not care because he's gonna still go out there and dunk on everybody. He still did not put down the gun. I think he just recently put down the gun, but it was 2 years where he just kept flashing guns on IG Live, and they just say, "Hey, bro, please stop. Look what you're doing to us. Please stop. We paying you $250. Please stop." He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna be a gang bigger."
That's what I'm saying.
What's up?
I support John Moran fully. Let that man do what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the best thing that happened to that franchise. Mike Conley.
Yeah. And Marc Gasol and them, but hey, I don't know if he can. Dang. Wait, hold on. No, what we doing? Can we switch over to basketball? Or?
I had a couple more things I wanted to talk about, and one I really wanted you here for this one, so because it's just gonna take these simple words, and you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pinnacle of hope in the NFL. Let's talk about it, Soul. Let's talk about Bryce Young and his Carolina Panthers.
Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie. I really wish he would have did worse so the Seahawks could pick him up and we could actually use him how he's supposed to be used. Granted, he didn't get the last part of that little season. He started teeing up, but I kind of hope he did worse just so we could have been we could have scooped him up, gave him a 6th-round pick, 7th or something, and then we would have showed y'all how Bryce Young could have really played. Because I'm not gonna lie, give him a year behind Geno and with our QB coaches that we don't have for the last 15-something years, he would have been straight. I'm telling you, we probably would have won and play up. Well, not this year, but next year, we probably been a dangerous team. And get him some O-line. I mean, our O-line was bad, but it wasn't as bad as that Panthers O-line.
The Panthers O-line is horrendous. Zero time. But I want to talk about it. It's a close to home team. I guess can't really consider it my home team, but they're just right there in North Carolina. So I feel obligated a little bit to talk about what needs to happen within the organization, whether it be personnel and the front office or it be just players in general who they need to pick up, who they might need to get rid of. What are we thinking? What are we looking at them trying to do here?
There's a lot of things that have to happen in that organization. I'm not gonna lie, such as 1, O-line, 2, they need to get a receiver. Adam Thielen, he's still producing, but he's not Vikings. Running back, Chuba Hubbard, he did do good or decent enough, but I don't think he's gonna. He won't. I can't say this because you never can know what a player's ceiling is, but I don't. Right now, he's not showing that he's gonna give him over the hump. There's a lot of things because they got some good defensive players. I can't think of that tackle's name. Not tackle, but defensive tackle. They got a good line. One person, a good line. J.C. Horn, I think, is good.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really name anybody else on that team that's
So looking at their roster, they have a decent roster. It just needs to be utilized. You talk about Adam Thielen, he only had 615 yards this year. But then you go and look at guys like Xavier Leggett, Jonathan Mingo, Deontay Johnson. Those are guys who, when they got drafted, you knew their name, right? And we still kind of do. But Xavier Leggett, the rookie out of South Carolina, had a decent year for a rookie wide receiver. 16 games played, 49 receptions, 497 yards, and 4 touchdowns. It's not horrible for a beginner. Not in the NFL.
Yeah,
not in that conference.
He did have a slow first start. He did have a slow start, but he started seeing up at the end of the season.
Yeah, and I think that's what they need to focus on. They need to focus on offense. The only time that I know the Panthers having an absolute stellar defense was when they had Luke
Kuechly.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly. And I hated that man so much because we used to play him a lot for some odd reason. And I used to hate playing him against him and Clay Matthews. I used to hate playing against them in Madden.
Oh, God. Playing Clay Matthews in Madden? I know
It
you
was a
miss
sad
Clay
day
and
when
all
he went
them
to the Rams.
unnecessary roughness penalties he drew.
I'm mad they didn't get him no like it didn't seem like the NFL gave him like a goodbye. It just seemed like he just disappeared like out of
Oh,
nowhere.
Clay.
Yeah, I know
I
he went to the
believe
Rams, but
I believe he's still in the league, isn't he?
No,
I don't.
he's not in the league no more. He retired like almost like 2 years ago, I think.
No, he's on the
Yeah,
Rams.
Right now?
Yeah.
I, I don't think he's on the
No.
Rams. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
wait, hold
I
on.
thought he retired like 2 years ago.
It's. I think that's just him. Like his last team is the Rams. I think he's on the
Yeah,
active Rams
2019
roster.
was his last season. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
that's
apologize.
what I thought. I thought he retired a second ago.
I just know Clay
You know
went and
what I
looked at
think the
his phone
Panthers need to
quickly.
do?
That's
What
what
I
I
think
started
the
looking.
Panthers need to do is the Panthers need to sign Cam Newton back for a single year, let him retire the right way, and let Cam Newton teach Bryce Young how to actually be a quarterback. That's really what it's going to take for Bryce Young to take it over the hump right now. It's just like you said, without a proper quarterback coaching staff and a great quarterback coaching room, it's just not going to work well for Bryce. You know, he looks shaky throughout the entire season. You know,
Yeah,
one of the worst records of the all teams, and he has a lot of potential. He seems like he's going to be a great quarterback for years and years to come. But unless he knows what he's doing and he's not getting
yeah,
that development that he needs, he's just going to be another washed up first round quarterback. As sorry as that is, that's exactly how it's going to be. So I think you need to do is you need to sign Cam Newton back. I know y'all had y'all indifferences. I know that y'all feel some type of way between the organization and the player. That man Cam Newton made your team relevant again. He brought y'all to the Super Bowl. Even if he lost to Peyton Manning, who at the time was still one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. You know,
yep.
like it would have been different if you lost to a washed-up team or a team that probably didn't deserve to be there. But no, you lost to a Broncos-led or a Peyton Manning-led Broncos team,
And
and
also
you know,
Von Miller. That's the
and
reason why they
also
lost
Von
too.
Miller, who was one of the better linebackers at the time in the league.
Yeah,
So I think you need to sign Cam Newton back for at least a year. He's ready. You can see that he's ready. The Patriots didn't give him no love at all because they were a tanking team anyways. Tom Brady's not there no more, so they're just trying to go get, they're just trying to get seats filled. They're trying to go get seats sold. So what's the name that we can sign? Okay, cool. Sign Cam Newton. Sign Cam back. Give him a year. You don't even have to have him start. Just give him the time, the contract. Give him some garbage minutes if you need to, and just let him develop Bryce because Cam Newton was one of the greatest quarterbacks that we've seen, rushing, passing, and just overall, just like this great field vision. He gets a lot. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves to. So sign Cam back, honestly.
I'd agree. I would agree. Although I think Cam said if he comes back, he wants to start.
yeah.
So,
It's
I
an
don't
ego
blame him.
thing.
and I mean,
I
we can't
definitely don't
forget
blame him.
Bryce Young definitely do have the Red Rocket Andy Dalton himself on that roster. Which Andy Dalton's not generational. You know, he was okay when he played for the Bengals. I believe he played for. Right? Am I wrong?
Who?
Andy Dalton
Yeah, yeah.
Who's that?
Bengals,
played for the Bengals.
Red
Okay.
Rocket, and
Who?
the Cowboys at one point.
I'm just talking down.
He
Andy, I'm sorry, bro. Andy, I don't mean
he
those shots at you
he
like
said
that.
who?
He
I
said,
don't know that
bro,
man.
like what? But like, bro, like okay, cool, Cam Newton, but bro, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton? No.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a crazy comparison going from Cam Newton to Andy Dalton. I'm not
You
gonna
know what
lie.
I'm saying?
It
Like
is. It
that's
is. But
insane, bro.
I honestly, I would agree with you, Clay. I think you bring in. It doesn't even necessarily have to be Cam Newton. It could just be some solid quarterback who needs a home. You know,
Shoot,
even if you want
give
to go
Kirk
grab
Cousins a
Kirk.
chance.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm about to say
Panthers
just
aren't
get
going to want to
Perkio.
take on his contract.
yeah.
That's a big contract that they got to pony up for. And unless they can get the Falcons to pay part of it, then they're not going to do it.
They're not.
And the Falcons, yeah,
Try to
exactly. The
steal
Falcons
Russell away from
won't.
the Steelers. Try to
Yeah,
steal
It's
Russell away from
doable.
the Steelers, honestly.
Russ or Justin Fields, they're gonna get rid of one of them for like some trade, like some draft pick or something.
You're gonna have to get Russell. I don't think you trade for Justin Fields again because the whole point of us getting another quarterback is getting the development side for Bryce Young. So it's either gonna have to be Russ, or Kirk, right? Unless we're signing a free agent like someone who's not gonna get signed this offseason. Unless we're signing a free agent quarterback who's a veteran, or even like picking up like a Teddy Bridgewater or something. Obviously, I know that's in the same realm as Andy Dalton. But I mean,
I
no,
mean,
the thing about
hey,
Andy is Andy was all right for a while, but I just didn't see the longevity in his career ever. Like they're like AJ Green really made Andy Dalton's career, if we're being honest.
agreed.
So unless you're picking up a
I forgot
quarterback who's
about
had
AJ
some
Green.
type of solo, exactly. Unless you're picking up some type of solo success, it's just not going to work in your favor. You have to find a Russ, you have to find a Kirk, you have to find a Cam. If not, then there's no
So
point. You
here's
may as well just put all your money into coaching.
talking quarterbacks. We've got Sam Darnold and Jameis Winston, who both are going to be free agents this year. Why not go grab one of them? Let them teach.
Um,
I don't think Jameis is going to be a good coach. Sam Darnold probably wouldn't be like a good coach. I mean, he's a good quarterback so far, but I think you need a vet. Honestly, technically, Ron Tannehill has not retired yet. They can get that man off his couch and off that little interview job he does and put him on in a jersey, have him there for a year, help him. But what I also want to bring up is I think it's a more of a culture thing. When has the last time before Cam Newton the
Mm-hmm.
Panthers have done anything good with a quarterback?
true.
Like
Mm-hmm. Been a minute.
Like it's like a culture, like an organization thing. I mean, yeah, Cam Newton's an exception because look what he did in college. They probably didn't tell him much. They probably, hey, go do your thing. The same way, like I feel like how Lamar got in the league. Yeah, he got some pointers here and there, but Lamar's playing the same way he did at Louisville, how he did at high school. I don't know what the high school name is, but I remember randomly seeing a highlight of him
Yeah,
doing like a little stop and go. Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, remember
and
him?
them loose jerseys, bro. Them loose jerseys had
Yeah,
me dead.
some little kid. He looked like a like a baby kid. But me and Maka was talking about it at the time. Me and Maka was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
We was watching Lamar Jackson at that time. We just saw a highlight. We was like, oh, then come later he get drafted. Like, and they played out when we was like, that was Lamar Jackson the whole time. But I don't think you got to do much for that. But Bryce Young, and another thing I hate about what they did to Bryce Young, they kind of killed his confidence by taking him out, bitching. You saw like that little. I don't know if y'all saw the videos of him walking to practice. He kind of didn't have that swag about himself. He got that swag at the end of the season, but it's weird when organizations just try to blame one person on a topic. Like it's not. We know Bryce Young. It's not Bryce Young's fault, but we don't know what's going on behind the doors of the organization because they probably like, yeah, you're just not completing your standards. You're just not living up to our expectation. We're gonna bench you. That kills your whole mood.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad he did get his confidence back. It's a lot of things that they're gonna have to change. I don't know who their QB coaches are, offensive coordinator. They're gonna have to change something. Granted, they started doing better in garbage time at the end of the season, but we got to see how they play next year. I don't think they're going to make any moves. I don't know what moves they could make. Like I don't think there's a. I mean, they could get Devontae Adams, but why? Why do that? I mean, he's a good receiver, but I don't think he's going to do much. I don't know what moves they can make besides a couple offensive line pieces, some defensive pieces here and there. But it's like to build around Bryce, you need to get a wide receiver one. Granted, that could be Xavier Legette, but we just don't know. So we'll know like heading into next season, like seeing probably like the first 5 games. We'll see how they play. Really, first 4, but see how they play. See what they come up with in the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. All right, we've got about 30 minutes left of this stream. I'm gonna give it to you guys. I don't know a whole lot about basketball, but y'all wanted to talk some basketball, so next 30 minutes, I'll let y'all fill it up with some basketball. Y'all go ahead. I'll tune in with what little knowledge I have of what I know. But y'all go
Let's
ahead.
talk
Y'all got
about
it.
those Lakers. Oh my goodness.
I don't like the
I'm
Lakers.
so ready for everyone to start crying when we finally make that one trade and we
You're a
just
Lakers
take
fan?
over the league. Oh yeah, I'm from Long Beach.
I got you.
I'm a
Y'all should
huge
start
Lakers
Bronny.
fan. No. I love Bronny's a great kid. I think that Bronny's a great kid. Um but no, there's just no way that we can do that. Especially since we're going to be after the current game because they're currently playing the Hornets right now. We're about to become 26 and 18 on the standings, right? So we're going to stay in the 5th seed, waiting for the Nuggets to drop off. But we're really just all waiting to go see because there's going to be a major shift in the league. We're really just seeing how many teams is going to be involved in the Jimmy Butler trade, right? That's really what's about to go down.
Do you think you're gonna get Jimmy
Anywhere
Butler?
between 3 to 5. You said what?
Do you think y'all gonna get Jimmy Butler?
No, we're not getting Jimmy, but I do think that we're going to be involved in that trade. I do think that somehow, some way, the Lakers, because Rob Pelinka, let's be honest, he needs to be fired, right? Um, let's be 100% honest here. Rob Pelinka deserves to be fired. I think somehow, some way, Rob's gonna find a way to get himself in that conversation. Be like, hey guys, so like, I know that you guys are all talking about how you guys don't like Jimmy on the Heat. You know, Pat, I see you, bro. We could give up something to be involved in this. You know, like help the homies out real quick. And the Pat's gonna be like, all right, just because I was coaching your team all the way back in 1950, whatever, right? Way back when Pat Riley still had brown hair. I'm gonna do y'all solid. We're gonna get y'all involved in this multiple team trade. So I think what's going to happen is somehow we're going to rope a center into the trade. We're probably going to get rid of Gabe Vincent. We're probably going to get rid of Rui. Hopefully, praying. I've been preaching this since the beginning of the season. We need to get rid of Rui. I just don't. He's just not good for us anymore. He was great during the playoffs when we went all the way to the conference finals, but after that, it's Rui he hasn't shown up. Shout out to the Vandalorian coming back, looking great in his first game back.
Yeah.
Only scored 2 points, but everywhere else on the court, defensive monster. Shout out
I'm
to
about to say he's a really good
Vanderbilt.
defensive asset for y'all.
Oh my lord! And then we got DFS. We traded for Dorian Finney-Smith. We finally got the salesman off our team, D'Lo. Shout out to D'Lo.
Man, bro.
I'm happy for him, but he just wasn't producing enough for us.
Hey, I can't even think of them to fit him. I was trying to think of a joke or something I could say. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't do it. I tried.
The thing that irritated me too, right? The thing that irritated me too was they did an interview with D'Lo right after he got traded to the Nets. I think after his like first or second game back with the Nets. And he dropped like 20, 30 something points in the game, right? Where he wasn't doing that for us like at all. And then this man made a very slight comment about, oh yeah, it's just so nice playing with an organization that I could play, as freely as I want to. And it's like, no, you're playing on a garbage team that has no future for him right now, and you're
They
just
just letting you
looking at the coach is like, bro, you get to shoot any shot that you want. That's
Mhm.
exactly what's going on in Brooklyn right now. So D'Lo, thank you for leading us to the conference finals. Not, I wouldn't say leading us, but thank you for being a part of our conference finals run. But I don't pray for success for that man anymore.
That's great.
See what I'm saying? That man took my hopes and dreams away a long, long time ago. So I think what's about to happen is we're gonna get rid of Gabe Vincent. We're gonna get rid of Rui Hachimura. I'm gonna be sad if we had to get rid of our one rookie. Oh, what was his name? I think it's like not Vandis. What was his name, bro? It's a younger rookie. We just drafted him like 2-3 years ago. But we just don't use him in our rotation anymore. But we're probably gonna give up 3 players. Wouldn't be surprised if we give up a first round pick with no protection. As much as I do not like that at all, it's probably what we're gonna do. And we're either gonna get Valanciunas or we're gonna get Nurkic. Somehow, some way, we're gonna be roped into that Suns trade. We're gonna get Valanciunas. We're gonna get Nurkic. And best case scenario obviously is Walker Kessler. But we have to get a 5. There's no way that we're gonna get any type of wins this season, like any more than we already are, if we do not get a center by the trade deadline. And the trade deadline is coming up really quick, really,
I ain't
really
gonna lie.
quick.
I hate that about trades. I hate that. Like, I don't like how basketball trades work because me and my cousin, like, I'm not like that much of a basketball watcher. I watch it every time it's on. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't watch it as heavy as I watch football because football is my favorite sport. But I watch basketball because I have conversations with my cousin. I brought up like, why are they trading like a 2038 pick? It was I think it was 2033 or maybe 20 or 36 that somebody just traded. I got a little alert on my phone. I said, why are they trading such a far pick away? He was like, bro, basketball, different football. They be looking at people in high school. They trying to get you out of high school with them picks. I was like, you right. That's why they trade so far in the future. I just don't like how it works because I ain't never seen, that'd be crazy. Like the random Kansas City Chiefs trade for somebody in 2038, some 12 years down the line. Like, I don't like that. But Noah, real quick, I do got a question for you. If you had to choose a basketball team, which one would you choose?
So just based off of position and where I'm at, I'm a Hornets fan. I hate to admit it.
I mean,
I know this stuff.
there's nothing wrong with being a Hornets fan. You know, you got LaMelo, you got LaMelo,
Brandon Miller.
you got
They got Brandon Miller though.
you
Hey,
got
I ain't gonna lie.
LeAngelo Ball's track being played in the arena.
I'm about to say, yeah, y'all really got the best commentators in the league. Ever since
Facts.
the only
That's
other
true.
commentator that I like better than him, I don't know his name. My cousin knows it. The dude every time he be like, after they usually commentate the Warriors games. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mike Breen.
Yeah, yes, that man is really good. He brings like theater in the game, but like the Nets, not the Nets, the Hornets commentators are really good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be funny, bro. They'd be glazing their team. It'd be like a random like, oh my god. Hey, bro, it'd be funny, bro.
Facts. I
I'm not gonna
wholeheartedly
lie.
agree with that.
I actually heard that song this morning for the first time, and I listened to
That
it.
song is not bad, bro. That
Yeah,
song is actually good for some odd reason. Where you catch
it's not horrible. I was vibing.
Jalen Hood-Schifino. That's the guy that I was talking about, part of that 3-player trade. We're gonna get rid of Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, and Jalen Hood-Schifino. I had a lot of confidence going in when we first drafted him. But you know, he's 21 now. You know, we drafted him back when he was I believe when he was 19, if I'm not mistaken. We've only had him for like 2 years. We thought we were going to be able to develop him, but just unfortunately, you know, it's the Lakers. We're not a developmental team. That's the one thing about our team, is that we're not here to develop young players like that. Luckily, we have JJ Redick, who is great at development, but the rest of the coaching staff just isn't here for. Nah, y'all youngins just gotta hoop. LeBron's on the team,
I was
AD's
gonna say
on the
y'all coach is
team.
LeBron.
Yeah,
Y'all
you
not
know what I'm
sleep.
saying? Like you got two of the greatest basketball players in the league right now, both top 10, top 15 players in the league right now. Y'all just gotta ball out. Y'all just gotta play defense, and y'all gotta ball out. If LeBron passes to you, you better make it. Playing. If not, you get benched. Look at what happened to Dalton Connect. It's sad to see because Dalton was balling at the beginning of the season, but then he just started missing shots. His confidence just drained out. Maybe it was the fatigue. Maybe it was the pressure of playing on the Lakers finally getting to him. And now that man's on the bench. So it kind of just is what it is. I think Dalton Connect is going to be, if you want my honest opinion, I think Dalton Connected is the second coming to Klay Thompson, if I'm being honest.
You got anything else on your boy Noah?
No, like I don't really watch basketball. I was just kind of letting y'all kill these last 30 minutes. What
I was
what basketball?
Any comments on that?
I just say this. I don't really got no team like that. I was kind of I'd say I was kind of like the Trailblazers fan at one point. Not even because of Dame. I really only like I don't like the team at all anymore because I don't watch basketball that much, and they're kind of sorry now. I did watch them because they did have Dame, but I only liked them because of the Seahawks was on that team. The Seahawks would like post that team, and they was always like kind of like because they're up there and they're both in the kind of same area, and they always go hand in hand. Like they always promote each other. So I was like, oh, might as well become a Trailblazers fan. So I was. Then Dame got traded, and I was like, nah.
So y'all heard that here first, chat. Your boy Quavis is going to be taking over the basketball section of a Sports Studio Talk
Studio
podcast.
Sport. Yeah, I got you. I
Studio
got you.
Sport, my
We'll
bad.
get you. No,
Yeah,
you
I
good. You
just
good.
woke up
We'll
about
get
like an
you.
hour ago, but you know,
Always sleeping.
I'm the
but
equipment
man,
manager.
hey, say that.
For
But
sure. No,
I'm
we
excited for
definitely go
I'm
ahead.
excited for the Lakers. Shout out to the Rockets for being the second seed and the Thunder being the first seed. Both really young teams actually showing out, showing that a rebuild is possible if you do it the right way. You know, unlike a majority of the younger teams. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of the younger teams in the East and the West right now are kind of showing out. The only teams that are young and haven't really been popping out is the Hornets, Wizards, Raptors. The Bulls are always on the brink of being a playing team or not.
I think the Thunder doing really good too. They got a bunch of young cats over there.
Who?
Thunder. I don't know if you said
Yeah,
the Thunder.
Thunder is the first seed. Rockets are the second seed. In the West, Grizzlies are the third seed in the West. So majority young teams are leading in the West right now. The only young teams that aren't really making it, quote unquote, is like the Spurs or the Jazz. But the Jazz is just you know, the Jazz really is just a poverty team, if we're being honest.
Like
Um,
they're just in a bad market too. Like
they're in a terrible market. No one wants
Utah.
who. And I live out here. I live out of Utah. It's weird
No
being a
disrespect, no
Lakers fan
disrespect.
living in Utah. No, no, hella disrespect. It's a poverty team. Bro, the Jazz are almost more of a poverty team than the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
For
yeah, I
being
can agree
honest
with
here,
that.
the Jazz are almost more of a poverty team than the Sacramento Kings, and it sucks because the thing about the Jazz is they have such historic legacy behind them. John
Yeah,
Stockton, Karl Malone, yeah, the team that was taking the Bulls to 6 and 7 games back when Michael Jordan was in his prime, in the middle of their second three-peat. So for the Jazz to be kind of just laughed at as an organization now, barely racking up their 10th win of the season out of the past 43 games. They're barely racking up their 10th win. It's kind of sad now, if we're being honest. So now is the thing of what do you do to make these younger teams better, right? Because if you're not gonna get better, you're just gonna be in constant rebuild, which is what the Jazz is going through. The Pelicans have been a sad story with Zion. Zion just never really panned out
Zion.
for them.
Yeah, he just I don't know what it is because he was such a good prospect, but I guess he
Zion
just.
need to keep the weight off, and he'll be all right.
He's
Oh,
looking all right. He's lost the
yeah,
weight. He's grown a beard.
yeah,
He had that baby mama with that porn star.
yeah.
So like that's cool. But the thing about Zion is number one, he keeps getting injured, and number two, he doesn't look like the Zion that we saw back at Duke. We're
Yeah.
kind of in a situation where we're in a where what was that one cat? He got drafted number one by the Cavs, and he was just a complete bust. I can't remember what his name is.
If you didn't
Um,
say the Cavs, I probably had it. Dang, because I know who you're talking about, but I don't.
right, like you know, what I'm saying, like
Oh
I
my,
remember him specifically because he was supposed to be the next quote unquote LeBron, and then he just a
dang.
complete bust. I just can't remember what his name was.
I ain't gonna lie.
Um,
No, if my cousin ain't working, about my invite to podcast. He's a basketball fanatic. He probably would name this dude off rip because he didn't. What's his
right,
name?
yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. Like I'm a basketball fanatic myself. It's just that one name. Some players are just so bad that you just can't really. But anyway, so yeah, but that's really where it's coming to is the Jazz need to go bolster up. Zion needs to start playing better. I think the Spurs, if I'm being honest here, the Spurs have the best situation for the next 15 plus years. I
Yeah,
genuinely think that
yeah.
once the Spurs get a solid point guard and then maybe a three, like a nice little 3-and-D
Little
wing, I
wing
think
or
the
so.
Spurs
Yeah,
can three-peat.
they can because Wimby is like, bruh, Wimby is a really good talent. And I
He's
ain't gonna lie,
he's
Percy was
averaging
not
four
getting the
blocks
ball.
a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all just reminded me to set my basketball lineup. Appreciate it.
You said what?
repeat that.
Y'all just reminded me to set my basketball lineup for the week.
I think his mic cut out.
It did. No, you here? There it
Yeah, I'm
was.
here. Y'all just reminded me to set up my basketball lineup.
Hey, if you
You
need the
got
picks,
Wimby
bro.
in your lineup.
If you need the picks, bro, hit me up. I got all the picks.
Hey, I'm 10-4 in fantasy right now. I'm solid. My
That's what I
fantasy
need to
team
do
going
Y'all
next year.
crazy.
I
cheated.
need to find a group of people who's down to
Hey,
run a
you can
fantasy
join us,
basketball league.
bro. We'll do it
Yeah,
again.
we'll
Dance
get
for
you in
ball.
here, Quiz.
100%. Oh, you don't want me in there, bro. I'm gonna win.
No, you're
Um,
not,
I don't know.
bro.
We got a boy in here who pretty good.
I promise y'all, bro, I love
Oh no,
basketball.
my stream just went away. Did it go
Nah,
away?
You probably.
It
your stream
did.
turned off.
Yeah. I know. Got it.
My
You
fault, my
hella
fault.
you. That's what I got. I got the Elgato HD 60X.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We're back. I'm gonna have to grab these clips. But we're back. Stream cut out for a second. My apologies. I don't know what happened, but y'all can continue whatever it is y'all was talking
But
about.
yeah, Wembayama, he's going to be a generational talent. I think he's two pieces away. I know a lot of people are saying that's way too early, but I genuinely believe that the Spurs are two pieces away from having a 3-beat team.
Yeah.
Stephon
I,
Castle looking phenomenal for a rookie. Obviously Wemby is Wemby, averaging 4 blocks is just insane.
I mean, he's
Um,
8 foot. Like he towers over everybody.
over everyone, and then people are trying to make a case for Zach Edey. I'm like, nah, bro. Zach Edey, Zach Edey is a very traditional center. Like he's gonna be great in the league. I do think that he's gonna be somewhat more of like a DeAndre Jordan slash James Johnson type of center. But as far as anything else, I mean, it's really gonna come down to when we can shoot the three. The
Yeah,
defense is immaculate. The playmaking, the ball handle too as well. It's not you see Wemby in practice tween step back. So like he's practicing real playmaking moves, and then you're wondering out here like, oh, well, then how come, Zach Edey can't do the same thing? Well, Zach Edey is also like 70 pounds
yeah,
heavier than
heavier.
Wemby, if not more. Uh, so I really think that Wembayama is at least at the bare minimum 2 to 3 pieces away from being a three-peat championship team.
I got you. Real quick, you were just speaking. You were just speaking italics to this man, Noah. Noah, if do you want to try to guess what a tween is?
I'm not even gonna try to understand what a tween is.
It's now look. Now, what does that word sound like? What
In
does tween sound
between,
like? Yeah. And where does the basketball go when you're dribbling it?
between your legs.
Yeah, that's a
There you
tween.
go.
That's
Okay.
I was about to say we getting you on the knowledge, but that's like I
I'm
do it
hitting
at
with that
the age of 4.
basketball lingo. That man started
Yeah,
speaking Spanish.
man.
So
Tween.
one thing with this final 10 minutes that we got, one thing I want to ask you guys about is Jimmy Butler getting suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
Yep,
he just
he's getting
he's.
ready to get traded.
I'm about to say that's what people do when they try to like. You can't do that. Well, you can do it in football, but it happens more in basketball, especially if you're like somewhat of a superstar. You can just
Right.
force your way out of positions and stuff like that. If you don't want to play for that team, you just
Shout out
don't
James
go.
Harden.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's who I just bring up. That man put on a whole.
shout
He
out,
put on a
shout out
whole
James
hat.
Harden.
He put on a whole fat suit, made you think he's 20, 30 pounds heavier, and then got traded. He was like, yeah, I'm skinny again. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm still good. It's like the same in football. It's more or less, yeah, my ankle kind of hurt. I don't know if I can play. They get traded. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I learned the playbook and everything. It's like that's kind of how it is in football, but in basketball, you just don't go to practice. You just don't do nothing. So yeah, he getting ready to get traded. I don't know to who. I haven't been keeping up with like who got picks and who needs what, but mm,
Um, what's probably going to happen is these are the 4 teams. These are honestly the 4 teams that's probably going to be involved in this trade. Um, because Bradley Beal has already come out and said the only way I'm waiving my no trade clause is if I'm going to the Lakers, the Heat, or the Milwaukee Bucks. And I don't think, and I'll be honest, and it's gonna sound crazy, I
I
don't
don't
think the
think he
Heat
went
are
to the
coming
Bucks.
out on top of this trade. I genuinely
You think
don't
he
Nah,
think the
going to
Heat
the
are coming out on this trade.
The Rockets trap? Somebody said he thinks he going to the Rockets.
Who? Bradley Beal?
Jimmy.
Oh, you talking about
Bradley
Jimmy?
Beal
No,
going to the
Jimmy's
Bulls.
not going to the Rockets. The Rockets have way too good of a roster to mess with already. They're the second seed. There's no way possible that he's going to go to the Rockets. Jimmy's going to the Suns. That's already in play. That's without a doubt. Jimmy Butler is already going to the Suns. That's already decided. The only thing that they're trying to decide now, is okay, cool. Who are we getting involved in this trade? Because it can't just be a straight up trade, right? Because now
Yes, I
Bradley
like
Beal doesn't
football.
want to play for the Heat no more. Now Bradley Beal only wants to go to the Bucks. That's already been it's been reported by Shams. It's been reported by his own agent. Um, he's going to go to the Bucks, right? So what's going to end up happening is Bradley Beal's going to go to the Bucks. That's probably all the Bucks are going to get. The
Yeah,
Suns are getting Jimmy Butler, maybe a second round pick, from the Heat. It just depends. The Heat are probably going to get 2 to 3 first round picks between all three teams involved in it. And then the use of Nurkic and maybe someone else is going to the Lakers. Hopefully, I'll be cool with use of Nurkic. That's I really, honestly, I'll be all
he's
right with use
straight.
of Nurkic. Yeah, use of
He's
Nurkic is
straight. Like
fine.
he's
I don't
straight.
need another player. I'm down to give up Gabe Vincent. I'm down to give up Rui. I'll trade them to the Suns or the Heat. That's probably where they're gonna go. Gabe Vincent is probably gonna go back to the Heat. Rui's gonna go to the Heat. Jalen Hood-Schifino is probably gonna go either to the Bucks or the Suns. Um, and the Suns are probably going to get a first round pick for Yusuf Nurkic. Um, so that's probably how it's going to be. So the Bucks are going to get Bradley Beal, the Suns are going to get Jimmy Butler, the Heat are going to get Rui, Gabe Vincent, probably a first round pick from someone. And then the Lakers are going to get Yusuf Nurkic. That's how it's really going to be a win situation for all teams. But it's been decided. Jimmy's going to the Suns. That's without a doubt. That's locked in. Now it's really just figuring out Bradley Beal is really gonna go to the Bucks, or if he's gonna go to the Heat, because you really don't know. Because the Heat, the Bucks, and the Lakers, um, they're all connected. Those are the only three teams that Bradley said that he would waive his no trade clause for. Bro, we get Vucevic and Levine. Jimmy goes to Houston. Beal goes to the Bulls. Bro, what? Nah, there ain't no. The Heat gets four first round picks. Oh,
I
I'm
don't
stunned.
see any team in any sport getting 4 first-round picks. That is absolutely
Nah,
Yeah,
you'd be
insane.
surprised. It's
it's
happened
very
before.
common in basketball. It is
It's
Is
very
very
it?
common.
common in
Okay.
basketball.
Whatever that trade was for a older James Harden, it was like 3 first-round picks. I think it was
Yep.
to the. It may have been to the Nets. I don't know what team, but I remember it was something crazy. You just look at it and you're thinking that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, in basketball they give up picks like it's nothing. They
Yeah.
don't
The
care.
Nets. The Nets traded 4 first round picks for James Harden from the Rockets.
Yeah,
Mm.
he wasn't past his prime, but it's like he older. He can. They were
No,
trying to build a
he
super
was
team. That super team didn't run. That super team did
he
not work
he
out.
was definitely past his prime, but he's had a reemergence this year. This season, James Harden is fucking balling. This season, James Harden is fucking balling out of his mind. And I think that's because he knows that Paul George isn't on the Clippers anymore. You only really have a broken down Kawhi who's still playing at like a top level. You know, it's Kawhi Leonard. He's one of the better basketball players of this whole generation. You know what I mean? Like without this whole
Yeah,
era, within the past decade, Kawhi
it
Leonard's
clamped
got
the
to be in the
barn.
top 10. He's gotten 3 rings on 3 different teams.
Yep.
No, not 3 different teams. He's gotten 3 rings over 2 different
Ooh.
teams.
Yeah,
2
Spurs
with
and
the
the
Spurs,
Raptors.
1 with the Raptors. So, obviously Kawhi is going to play like Kawhi is going to play, but James Harden just knows that it's just him and
Yeah, he's
Kawhi
just doing
now.
what he wants to. He's doing his own thing.
Right?
Real quick, since you
Exactly.
said a reemergence, how you feel about Russ, bro? He, Russ on the
Mm,
Nuggets, because Russ kind of been going crazy on the Nuggets.
I honestly think I think Russ is nice. I think he's doing great. He's in a great system. He's finally with an organization that's really letting him do what he needs to do because he's a stat filler. That's the one thing that he's always wanted to do. Um, he's a stat filler. He wants to go get his stats up, and he's cool with he plays team basketball, bro. Kawhi's only got 2 rings. It might only be 2 rings. I thought he had 2 with the Spurs. Um, he he's finally playing ball how he wants to play. He's a team oriented player. It's just unfortunate because, like I said, when you come to a team like the Lakers, you had to be great 24/7. That man couldn't shoot a 3 for his life. He doesn't have to shoot threes on this Nuggets team. You got KCP on there. You got Michael Porter Jr. You got Aaron Gordon, who's knocking down consistent threes, not as much as you would like, but and then you got Nikola who's just letting him fly whenever he wants to.
Yeah,
So Russ is in a good system. I'm really happy for Russ. I have a Westbrook jersey. I have a Lakers Westbrook jersey because I really wanted him to succeed. He's the LA legend. You know what I'm saying? He was there for Nipsey before Nipsey passed. He went to UCLA. He would pop out all the Bino Bordeaux shows. Russ showed a lot of love to LA, and we treated him like garbage, which is it sucks, but it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. Made him
Um,
scapegoat.
yeah, we really did, and that's just the Lakers, bro. First it was Mike Budenholzer, um, we tried or not Mike Budenholzer, Frank Vogel, and after Frank Vogel
Wasn't
or
it Darvin
Vogel, it
Ham?
was Darvin Ham. You know what I'm saying? It's always a scapegoat every year. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be pissed if this year they try to make JJ Redick the scapegoat.
I hope they
JJ
don't, because
Redick is a
JJ Redick's not a
phenomenal
bad
coach.
coach, bro. I
He's a
feel like he's a
phenomenal
player's
coach.
coach too. He's one of them players that he's a. It's rare that you get a player actually being a good coach, and I feel like
Right.
that's what you get in JJ Redick because he's been on the court, he knows how to play. The only thing that he could struggle in is coaching because I feel like coaching in general is just hard to do because Some people just don't want to be coached. You're at the end of the day, you're speaking to a grown man. And what LeBron and him are like 2 years apart, if anything, or 1 year apart. So it's
Yep,
weird just trying to be like,
exactly.
"Hey, LeBron, you got to do this," and he just look at you, man. Who you talking to? Like, you can't say nothing about it.
Right. Literally, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So JJ Redick, he's gonna be a good coach for the next couple of years coming, as long as we don't try to screw him out. The one thing that I've been talking to a lot of my other Laker fans is LeBron's retirement is coming up soon, right?
It is.
He said that he could play for 5+ years.
Nah, his body gonna give out, bro.
Realistically,
His body will give out.
he's playing for 2 more years max after this season. I do think that he's going to try to get the most amount of minutes in the NBA. But I realistically only see him playing for 2 more seasons. The minute LeBron retires, bye bye AD. I want to trade AD for as many first round picks. I don't even want players. I want to go into a full on rebuild, full on tank. I know that the Lakers
Yeah.
organization has an expectation of winning the chip every single year. We need to get rid of AD. He's starting to get past his prime. He's a great player. He's one of the top 3 defensive centers in the league right now. Even though he's not really a center, he wants to play the 4, but he's one of the top 3 defensive bigs in the league right now. But once you have that, we don't really have. Austin Reeves is in his prime right now. I really think that. Oh yeah, 100%. I think that Austin Reeves is in his prime right now. I really don't see Austin Reeves getting any better than he already is right now. Like I said, Dalton Connect has the possibility of being the next Klay Thompson, or he's going to be at his floor is Kyle Korver, which still isn't bad, but his floor right now is Kyle Korver. So once LeBron leaves, you just got to trade AD, go into a full-on rebuild, maybe trade Austin Reeves with him, keep Dalton Connect, keep Jalen Hood-Schifino if he doesn't end up getting shipped off in this trade that we're about to do, develop Bronny at point, because I think Bronny's going to have a decent bit of chance. And this rebuild, just get a whole young core. I know it was rough. It was rough the last time that we had a young core, back when we had Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, uh, Zubac, Ivica Zubac. It's crazy to think how many great players we have, young wise. There were young players on our team, and the minute they left the other teams, they all became great. Ivica's doing great for the Clippers. Brandon Ingram is a center staple in the Pelicans. The only player that really hasn't panned out like that is Kyle Kuzma. Every other player, though, is doing great for their teams. Fuck Kyle Kuzma, though.
Man, what you talking about? Kyle Kuzma going crazy.
I'm so glad he's on the Wizards on that poverty franchise, bro. Kyle Kuzma got way too big headed. He was trying to ask for how much money? Kyle,
I don't remember. It was something crazy.
You want $40 million a year for being a role player? You're tripping. You're not even averaging more than 20 points a game, and you want $40 million a year? Nah, go ahead and get that $40 million with the Wizards, bro, and let Jordan Poole run your offense.
Hey, he saw Jordan Poole do it. He's like, man, I can do it too, man.
You know what I mean?
The Wizards don't care.
That's crazy. Nah, real spill though. Like it's insane how they're playing. How much? Sorry. Damn. I know.
I'm gonna
I know
let
you're gonna go
y'all
Noah.
finish up
Noah,
this,
how much
and
time we
then
got?
I can give y'all like 5-10 minutes more. Let y'all finish up this conversation.
We can do 5 more minutes. It's
So yeah,
fine. I
y'all
gotta
go ahead. Y'all
get
got
back
it.
to the grocery store anyways.
Be nice. We on stream.
So my ending points is the NBA trade deadline is coming up on February 6th. It's going to be very interesting to see what teams are going to make moves. Obviously, we know that the Suns, the Bucks, the Heat, and the Lakers are going to be major factors in there. But who do y'all think else is going to get another trade? And do y'all think the Timberwolves are going to try to make a push? Do you think the Magic is going to try to make a push? The Pistons are the 6th seed right now, which is
Orlando
crazy to see.
Magic.
Yeah,
Not pass on.
I didn't realize that, but I just seen that the Pistons are over 500 for the first time.
In how many years?
First time in almost 20 years. No, it's not over
Golly.
20 years. The last time
And it
that the
feels
Pistons
like
were
it.
relevant, it feels like 20 years.
And when they play Mike,
Yeah, the last time that the Pistons were an over 500 team I believe was during the bad boy era. No. The last
That's
time
what
that
I
they were over
thought.
500 was when Blake Griffin was on the Pistons. Actually,
Oh yeah.
that was the last time that the Pistons teams were over 500 was when Blake Griffin was balling out for him. So they're the 60 right now. I can see the Pistons making a move. I don't really see them being a win now team though. I feel like they're kind of
They
just in this
plotting.
place where they just need to get their younger players some playoff experience, maybe bring someone on to kind of help maybe make a run, but I don't see the Pistons making it that far. The Pacers are nice. The Pacers got to keep doing what they're doing. I don't think they're going to get close again. I mean, the Pacers went all the way to the conference finals last year, beating out New York. So the Pacers have a legitimate chance of winning the chip this year as well. But if you want my NBA finals predictions, I really think it's going to come down between the Cavaliers and the Rockets. I don't think the Thunder are ready yet. I really don't think that the Thunder are ready yet
Nah,
because the Thunder are nice. The Thunder are nice, but they just don't have that like I don't. It's just something about them when I see them when I watch them play their game. Shea Gilgis is going to the free throw at least. He's going to the line at least 20 times a game, right? That man will have at least at the bare minimum like 13 to 14 free throws attempted per game. So in the playoffs is different. They don't call that bullshit. They don't care about, a little bit of contact. It's the playoffs. You have to play like a warrior. And I really don't see them giving Shea that many free throws. So I think it's gonna come down to the Rockets. The Rockets just have a better overall built out team, especially if Chet isn't back in time. If the Thunder don't have Chet Holmgren back by the playoffs, they're not making it. I'm gonna be honest. The Rockets have Albert Sengun. They have Jalen Green. Fred Van Vliet is going crazy for him. Cam Whitmore is balling out for him. You even got I can't remember if it's a man or a sore. One of the Thompson brothers, he's balling out for the Rockets as well. I think that the Rockets are going to make it this season. They're 30-14. They're right behind. They're only 7 games behind the first seed. I know that the Grizzlies are 31 as well, but the Grizzlies are the Grizzlies. John Morant's probably going to end up shooting someone before the playoffs. Um, so I just see the Rockets making it out the West.
nah, he'll
I
find a way
mean,
to get suspended.
obviously, of course, the Lakers trade for a center, and then the Lakers got in for.
I agree with it. I agree with everything you just said. I'm not gonna lie. And then like I really dispute. Besides, nah, I can't even say the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers not my team, but I was gonna make a joke. The Trailblazers they gonna tee up, but they sorry. They sorry.
Man, Scoot Henderson has been such a disappointment. I really thought
He
Scoot was
has.
gonna do something different, but Scoot's been such a disappointment.
And I feel like that's why I haven't been watching like even Trail. That's why I feel like I stopped being a fan because I thought Scoop was gonna do something. He did okay. Then since G League came back, and then he just didn't pan
Right.
out to live up
Yeah.
to the high life.
The thing about the Trailblazers is y'all need to trade Jeremy Grant. Y'all need to trade Jeremy Grant. Go get a first round pick, maybe a second round pick along
And
with it.
there we go.
Um,
What's going on,
trade
Chief?
DeAndre Ayton for a couple second round picks, and like really go for a rebuild because y'all are a rebuilding team right now. You're a 17-29, 13 seed in the West. No, not a real bright future at the moment. As much as people try putting that out there, the Trailblazers are just looking rough. They're looking like they have no direction right now. They don't have, even with like Anthony Simons, trade Anthony Simons at this point. If you guys are not going to be balling out like you were supposed to after signing DeAndre Ayton, y'all may as well just trade all of them.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. I don't care what happened to the team. I'm an Ant fan. That's all I'm gonna say now. I'm just gonna be a one player fan. I'm just gonna be an Ant fan for right now
Shout out to
until they start
Anthony
doing.
Edwards for real.
He is going crazy, but I don't know what they're gonna do this year. They're doing
Hey,
third, I
that's why I'm a
believe.
DeMar DeRozan fan. I'm a Lakers
See,
fan, but I'm also a DeMar DeRozan fan. That's the only
I
reason why I
hoped y'all
support
would
the
have got
Lakers.
him at that time. It was like a little bit ago where y'all speculated to get him. I forgot what trade it was, but he was.
Yeah,
He
that
was
was
supposed
that
to.
was a Westbrook trade. We made the
Yeah,
Westbrook trade instead of trading for him, and I was pissed because we're going to get Kyle Lowry with that too.
yeah. I feel like y'all would have been a better team. Yeah, y'all probably would have been a better team than y'all would now. I don't know how long I would
But
have kept him, but
no, we would have been great. But Rob Pelinka's a fucking dumbass.
Oh,
no,
all right.
he's really great. He's done really great things for y'all team.
Who?
Rob,
Get the fuck out of here, Rob Pelinka. Get the fuck out of here. We've won
uh,
one championship with LeBron. We're the fucking Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying?
But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching. We're gonna be back with it either later this week or probably same time next week. We're gonna try to get on a better schedule for y'all. Again, appreciate y'all for joining, gentlemen. I thank you guys so much for joining, taking the time to be here and talk about this with us. It's been fun. Hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see y'all guys next time.